are Carson McConnell, linesman tonight, Noah Leckerman, and Brock Appleyard as we're underway here in Winkler. Walking in, a shot turned aside by Russell for his first. Doesn't like the look. He carries it in the neutral zone as he now goes off for a change as Roulette gets that deep. Roulette from the side of the net. Hicks getting a tip on it on its way to Russell. Flyers not able to clear. Hicks with a shot as a bouncing puck goes off the glass, centered into the high slot. Vandal picks up that loose puck, gets to center, and he gets that deep. Flyers are getting some fresh skaters out here as McTavish finds Rieger. That one. Paquette gets a piece of that one. He's all alone as his line mate's changing. Able to get it to the point. Pickering finds Mitchelson bearing down. And Jacobson, Dalton, and Baxter out for the Flyers. Mitchelson at the point. Loses it as now Herring off to the races. Short-handed. Herring in, and a big stop by Russell. With some speed, a little give and go between McTavish and George. George drops for Weaver. Weaver through traffic on the doorstep. George gets a rebound, but stopped by.
Penalties per game, so they're going to call it tight and they're going to keep a handle on things.
Access Credit Union penalty kill here as a shot by Hicks turned aside by Russell. Roulette carries it to the top, to the blue line. Side of the net, Herring trying to go backdoor, and he finds Hicks as he finds the back of the net. Pickering trying to jump up and keep that alive, couldn't. Vandal in to help the defense, and Aaron pass. Russell with a toe save. Pickering with a big shot there behind the net.
1 minute into the hockey game. That's a tough way to compete when you're down a man here for almost half the game.
Offensive zone face-off won by the Wolverines is Hebert at the point, dishes it off to Hunter. Trying to center as Perrin cutting through the slot. And traffic in the icing waved off Chapelski. First on it. Puck into the open area. Hunter around the wall. Winklebleck going to keep it alive. Swanepoel. Long range shot, and he scores! As I believe Rieger possibly getting a tip on that. We'll have to wait for the. Chapelski ships it up ice. Leaves it for Otten. Drops for Collier. Collier, nice little move in tight on the doorstep. Russell. George takes a big hit from Watney. Swanepoel up the wall. George gonna pick that pass up in transition. He's got Rieger joining him. He drags, shoots on the doorstep, scores! And he scores! Following that up is Troget. Mitchelson, dipsy doodles at the line. Takes a bump as now Hunter. Gonna move the other way for the Wolverines.
3-on-2.
Roulette drops for Nelson. On the back door to open area. Winklebleck trying to chip it up ice. Flyers back to even strength. Hicks drops for Rooks. Directed on net. As that's gonna hit a body, goes behind the net. George off the wall. Gets behind Chapelski. George shoots. And he cutting back to center. Little chip play. Vandal gonna try and race for it. Paquette drops for Vandal. Vandal shoots! That's off the stick there. Now picked up by Nelson. Nelson's got some speed and some guys jumping up in the rush with him. Roulette. Pinned along the wall by Jacobson. On the doorstep as Russell has to be sharp. As the puck goes out of harm's way for a time being. Wolverines win the face-off back. Cisa walking the line, dishes it off to Roulette, side of the net. Roulette on the doorstep as Herring couldn't. Center for Cisa, over for Roulette, and now Mitchelson off to the races! Jacob Mitchelson makes a move!
That's a penalty coming up to the Wolverines.
Jacob Mitchelson lining up from center ice. He walks in, across the blue line, top of the circle, makes a move, and he puts it off the post. And he tries to find Roulette, springing the offensive zone. He tries to go cross ice for Rooks. Rooks down for Roulette. A big save there by Russell. Hicks walking in, gets a shot right on the doorstep, walks across the line. Back to Cisa. Over to Roulette. Back to Cisa. Side of the net for Hunter. Back to Cisa. Couldn't pull the trigger. 16 seconds left on the initial call to George. Side of the net. Hunter backdoor as Hicks finds the back of the net.
Great cross ice pass from Hunter.
Long range pass, Collier. Pressured by Pickering.
Good job by young Pickering.
Into the offensive zone. Side of the net. As McTavish with a shot. Winkleblack getting wound up from his own zone. He's got some big legs, and his intercepted passes. Watney cross ice as Collier with a shot. And Carlone around the perimeter. Friquette got to be the first one to it. Down to George. Back to the point. Mitchelson over for Friquette. Shot as Friquette picks up the rebound. Over to Mitchelson. On the doorstep, George with a shot just wide. Tanner George centers. As now Mitchelson picks up the loose puck. Minute 36. Mitchelson with a shot. On the doorstep, Wallace jumping up. He gets the rebound. Wallace gets it over for Carlone. Roulette pressured along the back wall. Now Mikey Thomas gonna chip it as Wallace trying to keep it alive now. An errant pass as Roulette cross center gonna get that in for a 4-2 Wayway. Chip to center, Wallace. And Perrin in all alone.